Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Aaron, and sorry, I look so tired and drained right now, but that's because I've just been, I guess, thinking a lot about the death of Sushant Singh Rajput. I'm just following up on the latest news and updates. I don't even know why I do this to myself because it was already sad enough to find out that he took his own life. Everything going on in this world, it's so much, and there's a lot of death that went on in 2020. I think Sushant's death hit me and affected me a lot more than I realized. And I think it's because I'm relating it back to my own experiences as well and thinking about it. Sorry if I'm spamming you guys with this depression talk. My past two videos have been basically vlogs about depression and talking about depression. If you don't want to watch it, then you don't have to, but I believe that it's a good thing to talk about it. I think that's the thing that came out of this unfortunate case, is that a lot of people are talking about it. Even though depression and taking your own life is it's not something that's new, but a lot of the times is not talked about and not taken seriously. And that's why we have a lot of cases like these. And we should talk about this because I just don't want to see any more cases like these. It's not going to stop with the cases of people taking their own lives. It's not like a magical cure, but it's something that will help. One thing I want to say is that mourning is different. Mourning the loss and mourning the death of people is different for everyone. And it's taking me a lot longer to mourn Sushant because of how it happened. I just noticed I forgot my headband. That's the headband that I always wear on my head to prevent my hair from falling on my face. But I'm just, like I said, I'm just drained and tired today because I was just overwhelmed with thoughts about Sushant and this whole case and everything that's happening on the world. I do want to watch a video with you guys, and it's a video that I found from the YouTube channel Film Companion, and the reason is because I love their videos. I love their interviews with different celebrities, and I just feel like their talks always bring out the happy side of people, and I love it. Just want to watch this and remember the good times, remember the happy memories of Sushant. Let's just get on with it. This is Film Companion's video, and this is their video on the memories of Sushant. Let's go.
Tell me I'm a superstar, I'll take it. You'll tell me that you're the biggest star. You would be the biggest star of this industry. I'll say probably yes. And if you tell me that I don't think that you're a star, I'm with you. So I don't care.
The music's not helping, honestly.
The first 18, 19 years of my life, I just couldn't speak. I just couldn't communicate. I'm the youngest in my family, and we have
four sisters.
Yeah, four sisters. So I could not. I was very pampered in my house, but I did not know how to deal with people when I was stepping out of my house. So I became this very quiet, introverted child. Obviously, there is nothing wrong with that. But if you want to say something, if you want to express at least, and you can't do it, it's a very strange feeling that you get. It was only when I was performing for the first time on stage, I could feel that I can do it. People are listening, they're getting affected
because you're playing a character.
And I could feel that magic. And that is the why of doing it. Most important thing that we miss or we want in our lives, we want to be understood by somebody else. And when you act, that is what happens. Like when that resonance happens, when you feel something,
You connected.
and they get it. That's the resonance that happens, and you feel so good about it. People started recognizing me for the first time. It's a very strange feeling. But when they did, I was feeling I was very excited. I used to go to malls and all, so that people would just talk
You just
to
go
me.
just to be recognized.
I would do that. But after a point of time, say 3 months, 4 months, you get used to it, and you come back to the same mental state. So it is not what would drive you for the rest of your life. No matter how successful you are,
Honestly, I see
rich or recognized you are, I think it's not pursuit of happiness. It's the
I see someone with a lot of ambition and dreams in this.
You don't care what people say. I'm a very selfish actor. I just think about myself when I'm signing the film and when I'm shooting for the film. It has to do with my experiences and my exploring, my failures, my stumbling upon something very, very unique, fresh, and I don't know how to deal with it, and I somehow work with it and make it my own. So that thing, but not what people will think. It's only when the film is releasing and I'm asked to sell my film is when I think about them, because if I'm selling it, endorsing it, then I shouldn't be fooling you because you'll be investing money and you're dead. All my 18, 19 years of my life, nobody actually looked at me and said that, oh, you exist. Nobody, because I was such an introvert.
That's so
And
sad.
at the same time, although we were not that poor or something, but then money was a differentiator in each and every decision that my family used to take. And I remember wanting to go to this university, but I couldn't because I didn't have that much money, and I was a small kid. And I was like, wow, it's such an unfair world because I can't do something that I want to do.
Yeah, definitely unfair world.
I have something that I possibly cannot earn at this point of time. So it's like, wow, this is very, very important. So when you don't have it, a small part of it can buy you a lot of things. But after that point of inflection, a lot will buy you just a small thing.
You also said you don't know how much money you have in your bank balance. Is that true?
Yes, not that I have too much, but I don't care. Because
You don't care or you don't know?
I don't know. And I also don't care. I don't know because I don't care.
What do you do with this extra hours? Since you only sleep 2 hours, what do you do in all that extra time that you have?
I definitely sleep that amount of hours too.
So I don't have many friends. I read. I read different books, not to get out something out of it, but
Oh no.
just to have a different take on things.
And what do you do for fun, Sushant?
That
You know what? I just realized something.
So that's why people find me very, very boring. I try to pretend at times that okay, this is also something that I'm very, very good at, but
Oh
ultimately
no.
they can see through. I told myself, wow, I can.
You know what?
behind all
With
these
that
interesting
part,
characters. And I'll tell everybody that don't judge me because it's not me. When I play a character, I kind of find a way to fool myself, convince myself that I'm not me but somebody else, and that's such a relief. Not playing
Not me,
yourself. I'm like, what do we do every day? I'm like, we try and project a personality.
I mean, that's
And it's too much of an effort. So when you play a character, it's so much of a relief not to play yourself but somebody else.
Yeah.
And you actually get paid for it.
you know, that's. You know what I just noticed? Now I'm beginning to see the sadness that he has been feeling. There's one part in the interview where he kind of choked up when he said he had no friends, and that's why he reads, and he's an introvert. It was at that moment it clicked in my mind. I don't know if it's because I felt this way before. I'm relating it back to my experiences, not his specific experiences, me being an introvert as well, which is not a bad thing. It was just at that moment when he choked up saying that he was an introvert. And that he doesn't have many friends. Watching this video actually made me realize that a lot of the times in his interview, even though he looked happy or looked like he was on top of it, this video actually made me realize that you can actually see the sadness in his eyes and the way he talks, and I can see through the smile, I can see that he's actually feeling something else. And I don't know if I'm just reading a lot into this situation or just thinking too much. Bollywood, much like Hollywood, has a dark side, and it does things to individual people. It does things to people, and unfortunately, this is one of those results. When he was talking about playing different characters, that's the reason why he chose acting, and that's not a bad thing. That's why I'm interested in the entertainment field as well. Acting is not my profession, but my dreams has always been being an actor, being in films, being in movies. That was my dream, playing a character, playing someone that's not yourself, being able to express express yourself. That's one of the benefits of acting, so I agree so much with Sushant. And that's basically what it is. You're hiding behind that character, and that's a good thing. That's not a bad thing. That's what it is. That's what acting is. You get to play multiple characters. But now with the situation with Sushant taking his own life, when he said that, when he said hiding behind the character, it takes a different meaning. It means something different because they took his own life. Even though depression is a topic that should be talked about, and taking care of your mental health, something you should talk about and have a conversation, it's really hard to talk about it. That's why I'm trying to watch my words, because I don't want to say anything that could be taken out in a bad way. The best I can do right now is start the conversation. Start the conversation about taking care of your mental health. For me personally, I don't think that if you're depressed, that depression really ever goes away, because we're all human. We all feel things, but you can definitely help it. You can definitely help your thoughts, or your thought process and your mindset. There was also another part where he was mentioning being introvert, and that he wasn't recognized, as a young actor, being 18 or 19 years old, I believe. And people didn't see him, people didn't look at him, and people didn't think he existed because of the fact that he was introvert. And when he said that, if it was any other case, it would just be a regular interview about him being an introvert. But because he took his own life, like I said, just like his previous quote, because he took his own life, what he said there has a completely different meaning. Now I'm seeing all the sadness this whole time. Now I'm seeing that all the interviews, behind the smiles, behind all the happiness and everything that he's saying, he was really hiding behind his smiles. I didn't say he's sad because I don't want to say that, because depression is not all about sadness. Depression, one thing people should know is that depression is not just sadness. Depression is much more complex than that. When you're looking at all the interviews with Sushant, you can tell that even though on the surface level he's smiling, he's a bright guy, he's intelligent, and he's well-spoken, and you could never tell that he would do anything like this. But now that I'm looking at his interviews, you can tell that he was not happy. That's what I'm seeing in these interviews. You can see that with all these interviews and with all these talks, how badly he wanted to be heard. He wanted to be loved, and he wanted to be understood. You can see that. And I see that in these interviews now. Because of this situation, everything that he's saying in the interviews, it's a completely different meaning now. The world is a cruel place sometimes. Not sometimes, actually. It is a cruel place. I know in the beginning of the video, I said that if you ever need help, please talk to someone. But I also know that there are people that don't have anyone to talk to. And that there are people that don't want to talk to someone. And that was the case for me. That's just the way it is sometimes, and I don't want people to think, I don't want people to see people that are depressed as people who are weak. People who have depression or are going through something, they're not weak. That's something that people need to get out of their mind and out of their mindset. It's just an unfortunate circumstance that you're put into. Depression is not a sign of weakness. No, it's not. It's not a sign of weakness. People need to understand that. After watching this, it's so easy for me to question, like, why'd he do this? He had everything. But the thing is, you never really know what someone is going through. I feel like at this time, people should be more empathetic about the situation, because it affects a lot of people. I couldn't imagine how his family is feeling right now. It just sucks because I see a lot of people judging. I see a lot of people criticizing. It doesn't help the situation. People are in pain right now. People are sad over the situation. this is not the time to judge. This is the time to be empathetic, and this is the time to assess the situation and feel for the situation, you know? I see people posting pictures on social media, sensitive pictures. I don't want to say what it is because I don't want to talk about it. Let's just say it's sensitive pictures about the situation, and it's just so upsetting to me because that's so insensitive, and it just doesn't help, you know? It hurts more. This kind of brings another point. Sometimes people are actually the problem. I do believe that human beings are good, but also human beings are very capable of being harmful to others as well. Hopefully you guys understand what I'm trying to say, you know? Human beings can be really cruel. The world can be cruel. Human beings can be cruel. So at the end of the day, no one really knows what the situation is. At the end of the day, Sushant took his own life. All we know is that he must have been feeling pain from something. I don't want to look at the sadness. and the pain. I want to remember Sushant as a happy guy. I want to remember the positives. I want to remember Sushant as the talented person he is. He's very talented. And I want to remember him as very intelligent, well-spoken. He's very humble and very gentle, you know, based on every video I've seen with him. Hopefully with all this, I want to continue the conversation about depression and mental health. Hopefully you guys wouldn't mind. Let me know if you want this. Let me know if you don't mind me keeping up with the conversations. I would really want to have open discussion about mental health. I want to open the conversation and start the conversation at least with you guys, and hopefully you guys wouldn't mind. Anyways, these are my thoughts. I don't want to keep this video that long. You know, I apologize, and I'm sorry if these are kind of like depressing to talk about or kind of not what you want to watch. But I want to continue the conversation. Let me know, please. Let me know if you do want to continue the conversation, or if you don't mind it. Depression is a killer. Depression is a silent killer, and it, you know, whatever it takes to help, I will try, at least. So yeah, anyway, those are my thoughts. What are your thoughts on all this? And just leave them down below, and you know, I'll see you guys later.